Today, I have a few questions for you. Have you ever felt like you're living on autopilot, repeating the same mistakes, making promises you never keep, going back to relationships you swore you were over, or finding yourself in situations that seem to loop over and over again? Have you ever caught yourself thinking, why does this keep happening to me? Even when you're doing everything you can to change. None of that is random, and it's not bad luck. The truth is, even if you have awareness, motivation, and goals, most of your life is being controlled by something you can't even see, your unconscious mind. Neuroscience and psychology studies show that up to 95% of our decisions, reactions, and behaviors are automatic, directed by a part of the mind that we don't easily access. While you think you're making choices, you're actually just replaying patterns that were programmed a long time ago. Those patterns come from childhood, from the experiences you had, the words you heard, the emotions you felt and buried. And until you recognize them, they keep operating in the background. They shape your relationships, influence your health, feed your fears, affect your self-esteem, your finances, your spiritual connection, your emotional cycles. They shape what you tolerate, what you believe you deserve, and what you believe you'll never achieve. But here's the good news. You can change. You can learn how to communicate with your unconscious mind and reprogram the patterns that are limiting you today. I'm Noah Smith, and that's exactly what you're going to discover here. So stay with me until the end, because this video might just be the first step toward breaking the deepest cycles in your life and creating a new path, starting from within. What is the unconscious mind? The unconscious isn't just a concept from psychology. It's an active and very real part of your mind. Like the operating system of a smartphone. While you interact with the apps, the system runs quietly in the background. You don't see it, but without it, nothing works. In the human mind, that system governs everything you've already automated. How you walk, drive, protect yourself, make choices, react, feel fear or pleasure. But it also stores deep emotional programming that you don't even know you're carrying. That's why you often react without thinking. You blow up at someone over a small comment. You shut down when you feel rejected. You run from great opportunities. Or you attract people who treat you the same way someone from your past did. The unconscious works through emotional association. It recognizes vibrational patterns and triggers memories that lead to automatic reactions. And more than that, it doesn't understand logic. It responds to emotion. That's why you can want something consciously, but if you don't feel worthy of it emotionally, nothing will happen. Your habits, your impulses, your way of loving, spending, avoiding, or facing challenges, most of it is being regulated, often without your permission. The conscious mind may dream, but it's the unconscious that decides whether or not those dreams come true. How the unconscious mind was programmed. Your unconscious mind wasn't born with you. It was shaped. And that process began long before you could even understand the world around you. Until about age 7, the brain operates in much slower brain waves known as theta, the same state we enter during hypnosis. This means that in early childhood, you were like a sponge, absorbing everything without filters, accepting it all as truth. If someone told you that you were stupid, ugly, weak, stubborn, you believed it. If you witnessed arguments, rejection, emotional neglect, abandonment, even small things, all of it was recorded. These early experiences became the foundation for what you believe today about the world, about love, about success, and about yourself. If your father was absent or your mother overly critical, you may have developed a belief like, "I'm not worthy of attention," or "I have to please others so they don't leave me." If you grew up in an environment of scarcity, you may have absorbed the idea that money is hard to come by, or working yourself to exhaustion is the only way to survive. These ideas become unconscious programs, and your unconscious mind has one very specific rule. It will always try to confirm what it believes to be true. So, if you carry the belief that you're not good enough, your unconscious will sabotage every attempt at success. Because success would contradict the programming. It would rather keep you where it feels safe, in the familiar zone of fear, lack, and limitation. It's not that you're unlucky. You're simply running on an old script, and the only way to change that script is to start rewriting the internal scenes it keeps repeating. How your unconscious mind is sabotaging you today. Let's make this more practical. Have you ever promised yourself you'd start something new and quit just a few days later? Have you ever found yourself stuck in a relationship that was clearly bad for you, yet you stayed? Have you ever been afraid to speak up, say no, or stand your ground? These are all clear signs of unconscious sabotage. Your unconscious mind has one fundamental job: to protect you. And to the unconscious, anything new is dangerous, because the new requires a new identity, and you're still being run by old emotions. That's why someone who was humiliated in school grows up terrified of public speaking, even if they're talented, even as an adult. That's why people who watched their parents fight over money often feel deeply uncomfortable when they start earning more, and subconsciously find a way to lose it all. Here's the issue. Your unconscious mind protects you by limiting you. What once was helpful has now become a prison. You want to grow, but some part of you still believes growth is painful. It's safer to stay invisible. It's not worth trying. It's as if there are two versions of you inside, one that wants to move forward and another that pulls you back into what feels familiar. But familiar doesn't mean happy. It just means known. And if you don't become conscious of what your unconscious mind is doing, it will keep driving your life, and you'll keep calling it destiny. How to identify unconscious patterns. Before you can change anything, you need to see what's really going on. You can't change what you can't see. And that's exactly why so many people feel stuck, trapped, going in circles. They're not aware of what's driving their decisions behind the curtain. The unconscious operates like a hidden system that runs on repeat, and it doesn't speak in words. It expresses itself through automatic reactions, disproportionate emotions, and most of all, repetitive cycles. Start by observing the patterns in your life. Do you always attract the same type of partner? Someone who doesn't value you, ignores you, or disappears when you need them? Do you always get close to achieving something? A job, a relationship, a personal goal, and then something goes wrong at the last minute? Do you constantly struggle with money, even when your income increases? Have you gone through different experiences, but deep down, still feel the same emptiness, fear, or doubt? These aren't just life accidents. They are unconscious patterns repeating themselves until you finally become aware of them. One powerful way to begin seeing these patterns is to pay attention to your emotional reactions. Every time you have an intense and seemingly exaggerated emotional response to something small, pause and ask yourself, where is this coming from? When else have I felt this before? What is it that really bothers me about this? For example, someone gives you a mild critique and you feel crushed. Is it really just about the critique? Or is it connecting, unconsciously, to a past memory, a time when you were judged, devalued, or made to feel not enough. Someone ignores your message, and you instantly feel abandoned, anxious, or angry. Maybe it's not about that person at all, but about an older wound, an absent father, a distant mother, or the feeling of not being seen. Another practical tip is to observe your inner dialogue and automatic thoughts. When something goes wrong, what's your first mental reaction? I knew this would happen. Nothing ever works out for me. I always mess things up. That's just how I am. I can't change. These aren't just thoughts. They are unconscious declarations, reinforcing the very patterns you're trying to break. And the more you repeat them, the more your unconscious mind believes, this is who we are. You can also do a simple, yet powerful exercise. Grab a notebook or use your phone and answer these questions honestly. What are the 3 most frustrating situations in my life right now? What type of people do I tend to attract? What behaviors of mine are keeping me stuck? In what area of my life do I feel like I'm always repeating the same story? What's the most constant feeling I carry with me? Your answers will begin to reveal what your unconscious mind is trying to maintain as normal, even if it's hurting you. And here's a powerful truth. Patterns begin to dissolve when you understand the logic behind them, because when you realize that your fear isn't really yours, it belongs to a scared child you once were. When you realize that your anger comes from unresolved abandonment, when you understand that you're sabotaging yourself because deep down, you believe you don't deserve better, you're no longer a prisoner. You become a clear-eyed witness to what used to run on autopilot. Identifying an unconscious pattern is like turning on the light in a dark room. The mess may still be there, but now you can see it. And the very act of seeing begins the transformation. So from this moment forward, every time something deeply bothers you or repeats itself in a painful way, don't react, ask, feel, write, breathe, and remember that discomfort is showing you the path back inward, because it's there, inside, that real change begins. How to reprogram your unconscious mind. You can change, even if it feels hard, even if you've never succeeded before. But it's not enough to just want change. You need to retrain the system that controls everything, your unconscious mind. Here are 3 simple and powerful ways to begin. Conscious affirmation. Every day, your mouth declares things that become your reality. Phrases like, "I'm stupid," "This is too hard," or "Nothing ever works out for me," are commands. Stop saying them. Replace them with, "I'm learning," "I am capable," "My life is getting better." Repeat them. Write them down. Reinforce them. Even if it feels like a lie at first, keep going. Repetition creates belief. Emotional visualization. Close your eyes and imagine what you want. But don't just imagine it with your mind. Feel it in your body, in your heart, as if it's already happening. Feel like you're already living that reality. Your brain doesn't distinguish between reality and emotionally charged imagination. The more you feel something as real, the more your body and mind begin to adapt to it. Repetition with awareness. Your unconscious was programmed through repetition, and it will be reprogrammed the same way. Create a daily mental, emotional, and energetic routine. Every day, visualize, affirm, observe your emotions, and if possible, seek professional support. Therapies like hypnotherapy, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, family constellations, and somatic therapy can accelerate this process in powerful and transformational ways. Remember, you don't change through willpower alone. You change through practice, consistency, and one powerful decision. to stop living on autopilot. You were born with unlimited potential. But most of us grew up hearing that we should settle for less, that we should obey, that we should stay quiet. And without realizing it, we absorbed these ideas as rules for life. But now, you have a choice. You have awareness. Your unconscious mind can continue running your life, or you can begin rewriting your story starting today. With every pattern you identify, every phrase you change, every feeling you observe instead of avoiding, you are taking your power back. You're no longer a victim of your past. You are becoming the creator of your future. Don't wait for change to come from outside. It begins within you. It begins with how you think, speak, feel, and act every single day. If this video resonated with you, I'll ask you for 3 simple but powerful things. First, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, so you never miss a video that can support your growth and expansion. Second, leave a comment below. What unconscious pattern have you recognized in your life that you're ready to change? Third, share this video with someone you care about. This might be exactly what they need to hear right now. The more people awaken, the more awareness spreads, and real lasting change begins like this, from the inside out, one person at a time. The life you want won't appear by chance. It will be born the moment you learn to access the power that's already inside you, right now.